We have some breaking political news that for whatever reason YouTubers are not really talking about right now. Andrew Tate has officially announced that he is running for Prime Minister of the United Kingdom under a brand new party called the Bruv Party, which according to him and his brother already have about 500k signups on their website as of right now. They laid out a policy platform in their live stream for about 2 hours, and today I'm going to be going into what their platform is and what their electoral chances actually are at winning a plurality in the House of Commons. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video with On Point Politics. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want more content just like this. And so looking at Andrew Tate, guys, this is a very interesting figure. I mean, he's been one of the most Googled people in the entire world. He was very, very popular in 2022 and in 2023. He famously went to jail for about 93 days in Romania and is currently still on house arrest. But all of those cases have actually been dropped due to a lack of evidence in the trial to convict him and his brother of any criminal convictions. Looking at this now, he has considered to actually run for Prime Minister of the UK due to the terrible state that the incumbent Prime Minister has the country in. If we look at his platform, we can see that these are all of his platforms: harsh migration control, a 24/7 solitary confinement live stream of knife crime offenders, a complete teardown and restructuring of the BBC, which is the news network, all LGBTQ plus material banned from public schools, capping non-British citizens as 10% of the population, promoting entrepreneurship in schools, reducing foreign aid to zero, and improving infrastructure at home, prioritizing NHS for British taxpayers first, enforcing mandatory member of parliament attendance, immediate deportation of any crime by any non-citizen, no matter how small, with zero appeal, a new simplified tax code, bringing boxing/wrestling back to school, creating a licensed and armed society, nation of Bitcoin reserve, nuclear power independence, preventative health, voting on the blockchain, creating a ministry of the future, working with the US and not with the UN/NATO. So this is his policy platform, and this is extremely UK first. I mean, this is a very conservative national platform, a very UK first platform, and it's in the name: Britain restoring underlying values, the BRUV abbreviation. That's what it stands for, and this is kind of a combination of hard right stances and Donald Trump's, policy positions here in the United States. And, the UK is a lot more of a different country. As you can see here, the account actually was taken down for the Bruv Party for a little bit. I think they just got put back up right now. But we see here, looking at the 2019 results, Conservatives had 365 seats in the House of Commons to the Labour parties, which is basically the Liberals, 202 seats in the Parliament. And you see it, the Scottish National Party in third place with all their seats in Scotland. You see as well some other parties as well, some minor parties getting some seats. Then you look at the 2024 results, and this is where things get very interesting. The Labour Party came in and completely took over. They actually won seats in Scotland and everything, which is pretty crazy. They actually took a lot of seats away for the Scotland National Party. They actually only have 9 seats now. We clearly see the Reform Party actually ended up getting about 5 seats nationwide, despite getting third place in the national popular vote. So clearly there is a sign for change. Clearly the voters want something different. And what's very interesting is the Conservative vote. If we actually look here, 43% of the vote here was Conservative, 32%. Obviously a Jeremy Corbyn as the nominee for the party leadership for the Labour Party. But if we go to the next election, you'll see that the Labour Party's vote share didn't necessarily go up that much. The raw votes actually went down. It's that the Conservatives lost so many votes compared to the previous election that's how you ended up getting this kind of map pop up this time around. And so clearly the electorate is pretty elastic, and a lot of seats ended up flipping Mostly a lot in this area that I'm circling right here. A lot of seats were flipped from conservative to Labor. And somebody like Andrew could really command a movement. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to get a plurality of seats. Do I think that's possible under the right circumstances with the early announcement that he made for his party? It's definitely quite challenging to see how he would even get a plurality of seats, but depending on how bad things get, it's definitely possible that he could get close to a plurality. But based on what I think the way things are going to go now, I could see his party getting about 10 to 20 seats in the parliament. Now, exactly where is not exactly on my mind, but I do think you'd probably see it in the London area. You'd probably see a lot of young male voters come out of London and come out and vote, essentially. Luton is located around that area, which is his hometown. And so it would make sense for his support to kind of be based around that area. And I actually think it's entirely possible that his party gets about 10 to 20 seats. As of right now, things could change. Things could definitely change. Andrew is a very popular, transformational figure. He's a very unique figure, very disruptive, and he's an effective worker and communicator. And so this to me screams big time that there is going to be a rattling of the system. And when you look at the next election, you look at the polling already, and the Labor Party's fallen pretty massively already. The Conservatives have already jumped back up to like 25%, Labor at about 27%, and Reform is at about like 22%. So Reform is already catching up in some of the polling right now, which is really fascinating. And somebody like Andrew, I think, could take a lot of votes from Reform. I think he can take a lot of votes from the Conservatives too. And I think he could take a couple and even some Labor voters. I even think it's possible he gets like a tiny bit of them. It's totally possible that that could actually be the case. And so looking at this, guys, it's totally possible that Andrew's party actually ends up getting about 10 to 20 seats in the parliament coming into the 2029 elections, or anytime sooner, depending on when elections are held. If you guys did enjoy this quick overview and analysis, hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.